Hi, everybody. I am, like Kathy said, a registered nurse. In 2011, I came up with this product. The company name is Tencar Incorporated, and our product name is the Choice Cap. And I'll just tell you a little bit about our company right now. My biggest thing was, when I did come up with this, was everyone should have a choice. And as you all know, with ostomy patients, the only thing that's been on the market for these patients to use are the existing product right now, the flange or the wafer, and the bag or the pouch. So in 2011, we formed an S corporation. I have a partnership, myself and an attorney, who happens to be my cousin, Eugene Tenney. And we applied for our first patent in November of 2011. So now we are owners of one patent, and we just recently filed a second on February 9th. A little bit about me. I've been a nurse for 30 years. Like Kathy was saying, I graduated here. I was probably the longest student here at GCC. I started taking classes here in the year I graduated, which was January of 1982. I never got my degree till 2003, but I kept on and I got it. Everything in my life was happening. Every time I went and took a class, something more would happen, but I did persevere and I did finish. I graduated in '84 and was an LPN for 19 years. And when I graduated from here in 2004, I took a job as a visiting nurse. And that's where I saw the need for this product. You know, we have patients come to us, we say to the patients, we rub their back, we empathize with them. It's devastating. It's life-changing when you have to have a colostomy. My brother at age 24 had Crohn's disease, and when they wheeled him into surgery, he told the surgeons, "Do not put the bag on me, you let me die." That was his response. And he did not have one. He's now 58 years old. He lives with the disease, and he said if this product were on the market then, he probably would not have felt so strongly about not having it. You know, a young 24-year-old guy. He spent a year at Deaconess Hospital. So that's a little bit of the background. So now, as healthcare professionals, the thing that I would say to you as nurses coming out of here, now we have an answer for these patients. It's an option. It's not just rub their back. It's like, did you ever think of using this? This might help you. So it's a choice now. Now the patients have something to focus on other than the body image change. Everybody here, I'm sure, knows, you guys are second-year students, so you know what an ostomy is. It's an artificial opening to the abdominal wall, and then you create a stoma, which is where the flange protrudes through, is the center hole, and the wafer is the stoma. There are 750 to 800,000 patients right now in the United States with ostomies, and an average of a range of 42 to 65,000 surgeries done each year, new patients. So the market is quite big. About the Choice Cap, it's a firm plastic prosthetic device. It's airtight, waterproof, it has no gasket, and it has a vent in it. It weighs about 1.4 ounces right now, and I say right now, and it's 4x4 in length and width, and then it's just less than 2 inches deep. We have noticed that I didn't like it. It's too large. So we are working already, again, on a change in it. I want it smaller, and I want it with less depth. My concern when I did it, the just less than 2, is people that have a protruding stoma. So anyhow, I'm changing it again, the design, for a third time. So that this will actually be smaller than what you see. And I'll take this off so you can actually see it on. Go ahead. What now is on the market is there's one flange. A flange refers to that rubber ring that the bag connects to. What I did was I created a second ring that will be manufactured on the flange. It's an outer ring, and it has the tracking system that's patented. It's a locking system that the cap locks onto. The wafer is manufactured with a pectin or similar like organic material. It adheres to the abdominal wall, and the stoma goes through that center hole. Hit the button. That's the organic material. That's the actual sticky part that they use. And then the second is the wafer where it adheres to the abdomen. The hole in the center, go ahead and click it. That's where we cut them. If you remember, I don't know if you've done it. You cut the size for the stoma, and so that's that center hole. And then the locking system, which is on the outside, that's the locking system that the cap locks into. So how do you put it on? All you do is you clean the body part, that area. You put on the wafer. Then you fasten the pouch to the inner ring. The pouch then can be tucked inside the cap, and then the cap is screwed on, and then you apply the fabric cover. This last patent that I applied for on February 9th allows for no pouch to be used. So I'm hoping and I'm wishing to go towards that it eliminates a pouch completely. There's a lot of reasons for that, and I'll be getting to that in the next couple frames here. So when a person, let's say this person is swimming, so the care of the device, all they need to do, everyone is different, we all know that. I don't know, you might have been taught, but when you actually get out there, some patients have constant drainage, others might know 45 minutes after they eat that they're going to have to empty this and change it. Some people don't even expel anything for a day or two. So every patient's going to be different. They need to just figure out when they're going to need to empty it. But if it's a constant flow especially, all they do is lift the cap cover, glance through. It's going to be, what you see here is not, this is only a prototype. It's going to be a clear cap that's heat activated. So what'll happen is it'll be clear, but when anything goes into that cap, it's like them coffee mugs that you have out there. When something goes in it, it starts to change color. So they glance through the cap cover, and then they'll know as it starts to get darker as it goes up if it needs to be emptied or not. And it's the normal cleaning procedures. So who would choose this? When I first came up with this idea, it was people for activity. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. The biggest thing was intimacy. Body image and people feeling very different. And we treat a ton of things associated with this. Depression, anxiety, especially depression. So, and having patients and speaking with them, that was where the biggest area that I saw. But I had a patient who said, beautiful home and had a pool in her backyard. I haven't been in my pool since I had this. They wear abdominal binders now. Yeah, can they? Do they? Yes. You'll see pictures if you Google Crohn's disease and ostomies. You'll see pictures of girls laying on the beach with their bikinis, thus this, with the pouch hanging there. And God bless them. May God bless them. They're strong enough to go on that beach and do that, but not everyone is. So for those people who do feel intimidated or embarrassed, or this is the answer for them. So, and a golfer, think of a golf swing when you're golfing. This is sedate, it's not going to move. It locks in and it stays right where it is. And for an increased level of discreetness, I presented this to staff at UB. And the thing that I told them is, think of a girl walking down the aisle getting married. And I've had young people like that. And my desire would be to alter the clothing and wear this on the outside. This black cap cover, absolutely love it. Make it white, wear it on the outside. Maybe design the dress to match that for those who are getting married, or if you're going on your first date or an anniversary party. Anything of that sort where you want double protection, wear the bag and the cap. Bags do pop off, you're gonna see it. They fill with gas and they pop off. If with my cap that anything happens inside, it has vented, it cannot pop off. It's a tracking locking system. it will stay on. So what are the benefits? Keep clicking it. Improve self-esteem. It will relieve embarrassment, aid in ease in movement and activity, and provide additional security in preventing leakage. And the last thing is, now people can spray fragrances and they can play with it. It was suggested to me to make it fragranced, and I choose not to do that. I think people should have a choice. That's the whole thing with my product. I think one perfume smells one way on me and it might smell different on you. So the people can then just play with it and see what's, to decrease that embarrassing odor. So that's another great benefit. The marketing and distribution of us, what will happen is I'm not going to sell directly to the patient. What will happen is I will order them from the manufacturer. The manufacturer will send it to, example, Buffalo Medical Supply. Buffalo Medical Supply will put it in their catalog and will, in turn, sell to the patients. I already have a set up website. There will be links on there for the patients to go to. There's going to be more than one distributor, hopefully several, and they will just order just like patients do now. It is a prescription. It is covered 80% by health insurance. Some health insurances cover 100%, and Medicaid, it's a very, very low fee for the supplies. Global market right now, 2011, the market was $2.1 billion. I only added this because everybody's going to ask this, what's it worth? North America took 42% of that. They're estimating the global market in 2018 to go to $2.6 billion. For Tencar, if I take 1%, it's $21 million a year. That's just an idea of what I have to take. I'm that little square at the bottom. Little visual there. My partners, first, Chris Swazi was here. I started out with him downstairs at the Genesee County Economic Development Center. They have pointed me in the right direction for everything. I received last year and applied for a National Grid grant. I then reached out and I've worked with Syracuse University for background and market research. They did some work for me. And then obviously here, I wanted GCC to be as involved as possible because I am from here and it's where I graduated. This month I applied for the Bioinformatics CAT grant, which is a dollar-for-dollar match out of Buffalo. It was a program that I met with them last year. And I met with a lady named Kim Grant last week, and we filled out the paperwork, and I applied for a grant to move forward with some medical testing that will be done, hopefully, in July at the University of Buffalo. I am now part of Launch New York. I have a mentor who is part of Fortune 500. This was all free of charge. His name is Ed Bazzari. He's worked in Europe and Asia. I actually met with him last night. And so this program, Launch New York, and all of these programs have gotten together to try to help bring businesses back here to Western New York, and they are doing a really fine job of it. And that's for the University of Buffalo, the medical testing. It's like I said, it's not, the FDA does not require me to medically test it, but I have chose to get patient feedback. The molds are $50,000 for one mold. To make one size cap, I need 3 molds. So I want the patient feedback, and thus I am seriously considering having it done. It's very expensive, but the feedback is worth its weight in gold before I have those molds made and then have the patient say, well, maybe it should be oval instead of round, or whatever suggestions they might have. And then just recently, I also applied. Governor Cuomo allotted $5 million to New York State. Last year, they had this contest. It's called 43 North. Downstairs below us is a man last year who actually finished 3rd in it. His office is based downstairs. And it's a program that the top prize is $1 million. There are 6 $500,000 prizes and 4 $250,000 prizes, and I have applied for that as well. I did apply for it last year with nothing. I had nothing but the patent, and I did make the first cut. So we're hoping that this year we have a little bit better luck, and I'm more prepared than I was last year for it. My vision statement, I added this because what I see for this company is I want it to be a great place to work. I want to be based out of New York. I want to stay here. This is where I'm from. It was where I grew up. My parents raised 5 children. So I want, and I want everyone to have a choice. I want my office downstairs. I want a lot of things. I want my people that work for me to wear what they want to wear. I want them to pick out their own furniture. I want them to be comfortable. When they're like that, they're productive, and we work better for the patients and the customers. We are planning on hopefully applying for an international patent in the year, by February of 2016, which means we will be able to, I can sell worldwide now, and I can do that for a year, but I have 1 year only to apply for the patent. And we do plan on expanding this line. The product line will be expanded to some things I won't say. I couldn't talk about this for a year, believe it or not, and I'm a talker. So some things I can't say, but an example would like a pediatric line and also a geriatric line. For those patients that are confused, that rip the bags off, that would be ideal for them. So that is what we're looking at down the line.